911 operations center, which is badly needed. The last one was built in the early 80s, and it cannot be expanded due to the type of construction. And if you were to ever visit that facility, they're just busting at the seams, whether it be equipment or personnel. The working conditions are not very good. So we're certainly planning on using the funds we have to build a new center. We're almost there. We won't build it until the money is in the bank. But to change that program, I think, would be detrimental.
Well, I know we got to get to a meeting, but I want to get your thoughts on what I think is a great tourism attraction is the Gold Wing Road Riders Association's Wing Gang coming back in August. I plan on DJing their event on one of their days, so I'm excited for the Gold Wingers to come back.
Well, we are too. You know, they're a fine group of individuals. We've had the Gold Wing, we've had the BMW rally here, and I've had the opportunity to visit with many of them. I know several of them, and they were very pleased with the response they received, the reception from the city of Billings, Yellowstone County, and that's why they're coming back. Just a fine group of individuals. They spend a lot of money. It's a real plus for our local economy, so we want to be sure and take good care of them.
All right, Mayor Tom Huddle, City of Billings and Mayor Call. We'll let you get to your meeting. We'll talk with you later on today, maybe with the flag raising at Brett's RV out in Lockwood. Large Larry live at livinlargelarry.com. On the internet, worldwide, of course, we're hanging with us, learning all about Billings, Montana. I was stunned how many people tune into the show from other countries, Australia, and even Russia, Japan as well, and all of the U.S. as well. And regionally, Montana, Billings, in particular, Shepherd, Rose, Roundup, Red Lodge, and all the west of Montana, North Dakota, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, allkindsofblindsmt.com. It'll be 81 this afternoon. Spring fix-up, spring cleanup, All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, allkindsofblindsmt.com for all kinds of blinds and window frame for security as well. Woven woods, the mini blinds, vertical blinds, great variety of lumen shades, all through All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, allkindsofblindsmt.com. Check out some of the work that All Kinds of Blinds have done around the area. The FedEx Kinko's on 27th Street, also the 48th Street Mini Syringe. Walk in and check out the work. All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, allkindsofblindsmt.com. If you are interested in real estate, learning the current value of your home or property, then call Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. Amber Gustanis, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, 406-690-5902. A detailed weather forecast coming up for Billings, Montana. Things get an extended look into the weekend even at livinlargeland.com. Click on the weather tab, and also the Billings Morning News on the road, as well as a talk with Mayor Tom Hamill, the city of Billings, for Mayor Call, and also visit with Megan Stanley with Montana Agro Women, all coming up. livinlargeland.com. From the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com. Going to be about 81 in Billings Thursday afternoon.
Jay Johansson with us, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue in Billings. The Athlete's Foot, Jay.
We also got the Jordans. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12.
Jay, the Athlete's Foot in Billings is the Jordan King.
Oh, yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. I was just telling another one of your friends that not only we're a hip store that services the community. You got that?
Yeah.
We're a hip, family-owned shoe store that if you just need great shoes, come see us. If you need the best shoes, come see us. If you need the shoes no one else has, and I'm talking no one living largely, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking no one in Billings. I'm talking no one in Denver, no one in Minneapolis, no one in Seattle. We got it because my big brother, my owner, Intersport, check them out, largest sporting good company store in the world. They got us the account. We're number one.
I wear the books. I wear the Jordan. My family shops the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue. Jay, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, living large leg, keep it up. You need great shoes, you know where to come. 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot.
And the Athlete's Foot on Facebook, too. Don't forget about Facebook. The Athlete's Foot on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot, Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Noticeably cooler in our Billings area forecast. The forecast on the show, livinlargelarry.com. It is brought to you by Top Sandwich Company in Billings, across from Shopko, locally owned as well. Ask about free delivery, even one sandwich at Top Sandwich Company, and 75 to about 82, the range of highs between today through the weekend, even the first part of next week. Jumping ahead here with the late afternoon, evening thunderstorms in our forecast in and around Billings, Shepherd, Laurel, Roundup over by Columbus as well, off and on as well. Rain to be expected in late afternoon, early evening this time of year. Seems like it happens every summer. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko brings you and sponsors our forecast at livinlargelarry.com, and check them out for catering. They do the best job in catering. Have the best patio at Top Sandwich Company has the most shade. So enjoy Top Sandwich Company on the patio across from Shopco in Billings.
Kelly's Massage Therapy has moved. Bigger, brighter location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. Kelly's Massage Therapy. For the whole month of June, since it's a busy wedding month, she wants to try and push the body wrapping. So here we go. The Beauty Mineral Body Wraps helps detoxify, shrink wrinkle sites, rejuvenate the skin, and help shrink skin cells. So because it helps shrink skin cells, you just get about half to 1.5 inches off of any part of any body she wraps. So check it out. Body wrapping can give brides not only that little bit, but also the glowing soft skin along with the peace of mind to look fabulous for the perfect day of their wedding day. Here are the price points. She wants to offer the body wraps all month of June long at $140 for a full body procedure. It's normally $175 with Kelly's Massage Therapy. So $140 the entire month of June, and normally would cost you $175. This is not a walk-in service because it's a lot of prep work, and calls go out that morning to confirm an appointment. She also wants to run a small little massage special for you all month. Get $10 off any 30, 60, or 90-minute massage at Kelly's Massage Therapy for the month of June. 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. It is Kelly's Massage Therapy.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
News from the Billings Extreme Outdoor Semi-Pro Football, and home turf is Davis Wendy's Field in Billings, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME. Check them out on Facebook as well. As we gather for sourcing for our news stories here on the show from KTVQ.com, Colorway.com, and the Billings Gazette.
The family of a woman who was found severely burned on the Crow Indian Reservation 2 months ago has identified the victim. The family identified the woman Tuesday in a news release as 28-year-old Roland Rides Horse. The release says she's been in Salt Lake City in a burn center there and seeks donations to help in her recovery. The woman was found on April 17th in a field near the border between Northern Cheyenne and Crow reservations with burns over most of her body. Crow Senator Sean Reelbird says doctors told the woman's family she had walked about 3 miles before collapsing back on April 17th. In Billings, police are investigating a scene where 4 people abandoned a truck and fled on foot Tuesday evening before it had stopped completely. Following a police chase, the police department had received a report of a disturbance believed to be related to an attempt to sell the vehicle that had been stolen at a Fraser back on June 7th. Prosecutors say a guard at Montana State Prison made up to $6,500 selling drugs and tobacco to inmates. Martin Reap plans to plead guilty to a charge of accepting bribes. His change of plea hearing is scheduled for the U.S. District Court in Helena. The former CEO of Vans Electronics and Appliance Stores is scheduled to plead guilty to conspiring to defraud the company. Under the plea agreement, prosecutors say they will not recommend prison time for Paul Nisbet. He has agreed to pay $122,500 in restitution. Charges have been filed against 18 recent Flathead High School graduates for their alleged involvement in a senior prank which caused thousands of dollars in damage at the school. The report says that the group, all over the age of 18, has been charged with misdemeanor criminal mischief and trespass in connection with the May 10th vandalism in Kalispell. Montana Governor Steve Bullock has been named the new chairman of the Western Governors Association. Bullock previously was the group's vice chair. He was elevated to the chairmanship on Tuesday, the final day of the group's meeting in Jackson, Wyoming. The Montana Democrat succeeds Wyoming's Republican Governor Matt Mead in leading the Association of Governors from 19 western states and 3 U.S. territories. Hastings Entertainment, with stores in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, and Helena, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. All the stores will operate normally while the company evaluates offers from potential buyers. Congressman Ryan Zinke told the House Natural Resources Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources that the federal decision suspending coal leasing earlier this year was hurting state and tribal economies. Zinke has proposed the Certainty for States and Tribes Act, which would end the suspension and direct the Secretary of Interior to reestablish a royalty policy committee. The subcommittee expects to mark up Zinke's bill by the end of June. Northwestern Energy is asking the Montana Public Service Commission to pull the plug on solar projects, at least until the utility can get better terms from the state on ones it legally can't refuse. It says the mandated price it must pay to small commercial solar projects is too high and is hurting consumers. School's out and summer's in. Communities across Montana plan to operate USDA's Summer Food Service Program and serve free meals to kids. Meals at summer sites are free to all kids ages 18 and under, and those meals are being served at various parks around Billings. It looks like the city of Las Vegas is about to land its first major professional sports team. The NHL's decision says the league has settled on Las Vegas as its choice for expansion at a cost of $500 million. The Board of Governors meeting next month is expected to okay the deal. In
Billings news from the Billings Extreme, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME, semi-pro outdoor football this summer in Billings. BillingsExtreme.com on Facebook as well.
Livin Large Larry Live.
Noticeably cooler in our Billings area forecast. The forecast on the show, LivinLargeLarry.com. It is brought to you by Top Sandwich Company in Billings, across from Shopko. Locally owned as well. Ask about free delivery, even one sandwich at Top Sandwich Company. And 75 to about 82, the range of highs between today through the weekend, even the first part of next week. Jumping ahead here with the late afternoon, evening thunderstorms in our forecast in and around Billings, Shepherd, Laurel, Roundup over by Columbus as well, off and on as well. Rain to be expected in late afternoon, early evening this time of year. Seems like it happens every summer. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko brings you and sponsors our forecast at livinlargelarry.com, and check them out for catering. They do the best job in catering. Have the best patio at Top Sandwich Company. Has the most shade. So enjoy Top Sandwich Company on the patio across from Shopko in Billings.
All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com. Will be 81 this afternoon. Redline Computer Studios, 29th and King Avenue West in West Billings. On location live on YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app. And then do a podcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for you. All at one place, our website, livinlargelarry.com. And what is going on around the city of Billings? Courtesy of and brought to you by Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refining Inspection. Log on to their websites, bighorninspection.com. And with all the city business as to what is going on, Mayor Tom Handel and Mayor Call coming up at livinlargelarry.com. Another great experience, my wife and I, at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, over the weekend. We go probably twice a month on average, and you can actually enjoy and take advantage of what N2 Cryotherapy is all about twice a day, actually. N2cryo.com. If you've heard us talking about cryotherapy and what it's all about, log on to N2cryo.com for a brief history as to what cryotherapy is all about, and more importantly, what N2 Cryotherapy here in Billings is all about. And Cindy Graff and her crew are very good at servicing athletes in forms of N2 Cryotherapy. Again, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, N2cryo.com. New season, new haircuts. If it's time, I get my haircut every 6 weeks from Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights at 2225 Main Street in the Heights. The best $10 haircut you'll ever have. And Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, they're trained to be barbers. Basic haircut, $10, 10 minutes in and out. Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, 2225 Main in the Billings Heights. Proud supporters of the Billings Wolves for 2016. And like them on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights. A true coupon book, a coupon magazine, and it's actually the size that you can actually read through and see what's offered and see the prices. Practical couponing with Hometown Values Savings Magazine. And maybe you've seen it. It comes through the mail to your house. Don't toss it. There's Hometown Values magazine for each section of Billings and Laurel. Look for Hometown Values Savings Magazine, and which recent issues have been made to you. Check them out. Give them a try. Hometown Values.
Livin Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Replay of segments on LivinLargeLarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings. Purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage.
All right, Mayor Tom Hanna with us, and Mayor Call, and good morning, sir.
Good morning, Larry. It's a beautiful day. How are you?
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful week into the weekend here, doing great late in the week here. So the council approved the Alberta Bear Theater expansion there on 3rd Avenue. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, very exciting, Larry. Well, just so the public is well aware of the history here, that the Alberta Bear is a city-owned property, so it belongs to the public, bottom line. And we do have it leased out to the Alberta Bear Board, who do a fabulous job of managing, along with the Billings Symphony. And as you may or may not know, they have been booked solid now for over 2 years, so it's getting a lot of very good use, a lot of revenue added to our coffers here locally for different types of businesses. So we definitely want to pay attention. We're going to take care of it, and that's what this is all about. It's been approximately 30 years since the last remodel at the Alberta Bear.
Wow.
And consequently, over that period of time, there's been a lot of changes, increased use, and primarily the demand, or I should say the need, very well justified, is more suited for those with special needs, or the ADA requirements. And simply put, the Alberta does not comply. Unfortunately, there's persons that would like to attend events, whether it be for family or loved ones, or to just for good entertainment, and they find it very difficult because of the facility itself, specifically stairs and restrooms, accessibility. So what this is going to allow is for the expansion of the Alberta out onto, to include the sidewalk, which will then, of course, mean that the parking in the front on North Broadway and on the side,
Right.
3rd Avenue North, will go away. But in all, it's only 3 or 4 spots. And they're only used, as you may know, during the activities there is when the greatest effect will be. So I'm all for this. The council voted unanimously, and I think what really helped it along was the fact that it will be done with private dollars, not with tax dollars.
Well, the thing about the area of Alberta Bear Theater from the standpoint of me and my wife and family and friends who attend events there, the parking's never been a problem with us. Using common sense, there's so many parking garages downtown Billings, I just use one of the parking garages. It's so much more convenient anyway.
Well, exactly, Larry, and the majority of the events are evening events. So you don't have the conflicts with downtown parking for the businesses during the day.
Right.
And that means that other lots are more readily available. So you're exactly right. I think if we work together and promote this in a positive manner, there could be a win-win for everyone.
Billings City Council continued their budget hearings on Tuesday. How'd that go?
You know, it went very well. We actually approved the budget. There were some issues within that we had to resolve and discuss a little bit more in detail. One in particular that I thought might pass and did not by one vote. Keep in mind, we were absent a councilperson. Councilperson Semino was not in attendance, so it was a 10-person council, and it was a tie vote. That means it fails, and that would have been to set aside each year an amount of $425,000 to be used for snow removal as necessary, and then when, of course, it's not needed on an annual basis, it would roll over into our street maintenance budget, and that, of course, would have been a huge plus because it would prevent the need to come back and ask for more money there. We're confident that not all of that money would have been used for snow removal, and so it would have helped us out tremendously. and, of course, solve some of the snow accumulation issues within our city. However, it ended up in a tie vote, so that means it failed. Other than that, there was also an assessment for the street roadway usage, and I'm leaving a word out there, and I apologize, but we talked about increasing that fee, and I was voted down. We are going to increase it only due to what is needed for the increase of cost of materials and labor, which is 2.3%. The proposal was for a 25% increase, and the public should be pleased to know that that did not occur. It's going to save them quite a bit of money.
So summertime is primarily here in Billings and surrounding towns get pretty busy this time of year. Summer solstice, I didn't realize there was an event coming up on June 20th, the fire dancers I'm talking about.
Exactly. And you know, Larry, this is something that we looked at quite carefully. It involves the issuance of a permit to have an activity downtown beyond the normal business hours. In this case, they wanted to go even beyond that, which was normally limits at 10 p.m. They wanted to go until midnight. So it had to have council approval. Keep in mind, they're advertising this as a family event.
Right.
There will not be alcohol served. They plan to have plenty of supervision on hand. And the reason for the late hours, beyond 10 p.m., 10 until midnight, is because they are calling this a fire dance. They will have fire on site. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. And we're hoping that it'll go as smooth as we expect it to, and certainly wish them the best and see how it works for possibly future such events.
Yeah, it sounds interesting, actually, fire dancers, and it's I've been to many fire dancing shows. It's actually very entertaining, so I look forward to that. The number of residents that turned out to support the Complete Streets principle, did it surprise you that many spoke in favor of the revised policy?
Not at all. I was pretty much what I had predicted. Complete Streets is a very important subject. It's important for many reasons, primarily adding to the quality of life of Billings, and of course enhancing property values. It certainly has an effect on those that are considering moving here. Quite often they'll ask, well, what is there to do in Billings? And we're very pleased to say that we have placed a great emphasis on the Complete Streets policy, which I want to stress affects the motorization of not only just vehicular traffic, but pedestrians, bicycles, all of them together. And what it basically, the concept is to create a more safe passageway for all of the users by working together and exhausting our funds in a very effective manner. So, great subject, a lot of support, and intended to probably around for quite some time.
And Mayor Handel, you and I have talked about the Met Transit changes several times this year already, and even more resolution about the fare hikes, etc., about Met Transit.
Exactly. Well, the main focus there is every few years we review the bus routes for effectiveness and certainly for efficiency. And as some areas end up with greater demand and some tend to back off some, we of course shift our service to those areas where the demand is present. And that is obviously be much more efficient. But in this particular case, some changes will include later bus hours, so longer bus hours to accommodate those with the need for transportation to and from and after the normal business hour, but enhancing the bus routes, specifically a great concern in the area of South Billings. There seems to be a huge ridership in that part of Billings, and so we're definitely going to expand there. We're expanding in the Heights. We're going out for the first time out past Shallow Road as Billings continues to grow in that direction. So some positive changes, but in all, the rate fares are changing very little. We are still below the other major cities in the state of Montana. So it's not about how much revenue can we make. It's about just keeping up with the cost of operation and trying to do the best we can to serve our riders.
Yeah, it's good to see that we're not stifled by the growth of Billings. We're actually taking advantage of it and being very proactive with it. With Met Transit's a great example of that. So good
exactly.
News, good development. Mayor Tom Handel and Mayor Call, we appreciate your time as always, and give a belated birthday to the First Lady, Robin Handel.
Well, I certainly will. I'll share that with her, and we're blessed to have a little bit of moisture without the hail, so takes some pressure off everyone, and certainly those that have suffered some recent losses. The moisture is good, but let's keep it light, let's keep it in the family lane.
And we'll speak with you next week, Mayor Tom Handel.
Have a good day.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Noticeably cooler in our Billings area forecast. The forecast on the show, livinlargelarry.com. It is brought to you by Top Sandwich Company in Billings, across from Shopco. Locally owned as well. Ask about free delivery, even one sandwich at Top Sandwich Company, and 75 to about 82, the range of highs between today through the weekend, even the first part of next week. Jumping ahead here with the late afternoon, evening thunderstorms in our forecast in and around Billings, Shepherd, Laurel, Roundup over by Columbus as well, off and on as well. Rain to be expected in late afternoon, early evening this time of year. Seems like it happens every summer. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco brings you and sponsors our forecast at livinlargelarry.com, and check them out for catering. They do the best job in catering. Have the best patio at Top Sandwich Company. Has the most shade. So enjoy Top Sandwich Company on the patio across from Shopco in Billings.
Kelly's Massage Therapy has moved. Bigger, brighter location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. Kelly's Massage Therapy. For the whole month of June, since it's a busy wedding month, you want to try and push the body wrapping. So here we go. The Beauty Mineral Body Wraps helps detoxify, shrink wrinkle sites, rejuvenate the skin, and help shrink skin cells. So because it helps shrink skin cells, you usually get about half to 1.5 inches off of any part of any body she wraps. So check it out. Body wrapping can give brides not only that little bit, but also the glowing, soft skin along with the peace of mind to look fabulous for the perfect day, their wedding day. Here are the price points. You must offer the body wraps all month of June long at $140 for a full body procedure. It's normally $175 with Kelly's Massage Therapy. So $140 the entire month of June. Again, normally would cost you $175. This is not a walk-in service because it's a lot of prep work, and calls go out that morning to confirm an appointment. She also wants to run a smaller massage special for you all month. Get $10 off any 30, 60, or 90-minute massage at Kelly's Massage Therapy for the month of June. 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. It is Kelly's Massage Therapy. Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana, from livinlargelarry.com. All kinds of blinds and buildings, all kinds of blindsmt.com. Very pleasant through the weekend, 75 to 85, maybe close to 90 towards the end of the weekend, and the first part of next week. An expanded look at the forecast. Click on the winter tab at livinlargelarry.com. Montana Agro Women with Megan Stanley coming up for you.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Keystone Mortgage is a sponsor of our replays on the show. Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, at the new location right across the street from the pub station. Ask about the new loan tracker. You can see everything, including rates, lock dates, personal notes, and documentation. It's private to you. The loan tracker through Keystone Mortgage Company in Billings, downtown.
We are speaking with Megan Stanley. She's Vice President and Director of Communications for Montana Agri Women. First of all, hello, Megan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thanks a bunch. Talk about Montana Agri Women and what the organization is all about, if you could.
Well, Montana Agri Women is a nonpartisan group that promotes a positive perception of agriculture throughout Montana, but also to the nation. We're an affiliate of American Agri Women, and there's 40,000 of us total across the nation.
Mainly in what states, Montana?
Yes, Montana. We have a large organization, and it's growing year to year. We do several things throughout the year. We have our fundraiser every May. We also run the Ag Sprouts Barn at Montana Fair, which is open to the public, and it's an educational platform for kids. We have the animal farm, and we have planting sessions. It's just so we want to close that gap between people's tables and the farm. We want people to know where their food comes from.
How long has Montana Agri-Women have they been around?
We've been around since 1996.
Do you find that that young girls and teenage girls are getting more and more excited about agriculture?
You know, I really think there is, because there are other things happening throughout. There's something called Farm Her, which focuses on female farmers, and each day there are more women in agriculture. It's not just farm lives anymore. We can participate in all facets of agriculture and succeed.
Megan Stanley with this Vice President, Director of Communications with Montana Agri-Women, and hosting an event with William Perry Pendley. It'll be at Rocky Mountain College coming up on June 16th. And give us a little bit of background about William Perry Pendley, if you would.
Well, he's the Chief Legal Officer for the Mountain States Legal Foundation, and we wanted to provide a platform for the public to come in and learn about land rights and water rights and how it affects their day-to-day life. And it's not often that you have someone with this much experience that is willing to speak to the public free of charge. It's open, and we welcome anyone to come and listen to him, because he has a lot of valuable information that most people, especially in the state of Montana, where most people are landowners, not just farmers, they can learn from this.
What are some of the topics and categories that Mr. Pendley will be discussing, like seizure of like private property, things like that?
Yep. That's going to be the main one. Also working with Bureau of Land Management, and of course something that's been on a lot of people's radars is water of the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he will be speaking to all of those and connecting all of those in the evening.
All right. Do you know where Mr. Pendley is from?
Yeah, he is from Wyoming.
Rocky Mountain College, June 16th, and give us all the details as to when it starts and what other people should know about the date on June 16th and the event.
Of course, it starts at 5:30. It's in the Great Hall at Rocky Mountain College, and we plan on it going to 8:30, but last year it went a little bit later because of questions. He will stay to answer questions, and refreshments will be provided, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and beer and wine, along with water, things of that nature.
Montana Agri-Women, and the event's free on Thursday and open to everybody.
Absolutely.
Starts at 5:30. Contact details, is there a website?
Yes, for more information you can go to our website, which is www.mtagriwomen.com, or you can call 248-3631, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Montana Agri-Women, the event with William Perry Pendley at Rocky, coming up on the 16th at 5:30. That'll be a nice evening. We want to thank Megan Stanley, Vice President and Director of Communications. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
News from the Billings Extreme Outdoor Semi-Pro Football, and home turf is Davis Wendy's Field in Billings, BillingsXtreme.com, XTREME. Check them out on Facebook as well. As we gather for sourcing for our news stories here in the show from KTVQ.com, Colorway.com, and the Billings Gazette.
The body of a 2-year-old boy who was dragged underwater by an alligator at an upscale resort at Disney World in Florida has been found. The boy's family from Nebraska was on the beach of the Seven Seas Lagoon at about 9 p.m. Tuesday night when he was snatched, and the father tried to fight the alligator but failed to free him. The report says that the boy was found at 3:30 by divers on Wednesday afternoon. The child has been identified as Lane Graves from Elkhorn, Nebraska. His parents are Matt and Melissa Graves. Very sad story. A tourist was fined $1,000 and $30 in court processing fees for walking off the boardwalk in the Mammoth Hot Springs thermal area of Yellowstone National Park on Tuesday. The visitor saw and reported that the person walked on the terrace formations near Liberty Cap and collected thermal water. The man, identified only as a Chinese national, was not named in the press release from Yellowstone National Park. Several people were taken to the hospital in Missoula after a motorhome they were in crashed on Wednesday. The crash, which blocked the on-ramp to I-90 east of the Y, was reported to the Montana Highway Patrol at about noon. The motorhome, which is from Oregon, was carrying 4 people, all of whom were taken to the hospital. Authorities are also searching for a small dog that was wearing a vest and ran away after the crash. Investigation on that crash continues. Authorities are looking for the driver of an SUV who fled the scene of a fatal crash near Busby. On Wednesday afternoon, the crash occurred shortly before 2 p.m. on Highway 212, a few miles west of Busby. According to MHP, Trooper Eric Winburn, an SUV was carrying a trailer that had another SUV on it when the driver lost control. As the driver swerved, the trailer carrying the SUV detached from the vehicle and swung into the oncoming lane of traffic, striking an oncoming SUV. The driver of the oncoming vehicle was killed in the crash. Following the crash, the driver of the SUV that had been carrying the trailer left the scene. MHP says this is the 70th fatal crash on Montana roadways so far this year. 3 more people have been arrested in connection with the death of a Kalispell man over the Memorial Day weekend. Flathead County Undersheriff Dave Lieb says that developments in the investigation into the homicide near Peters Ridge have resulted in 2 additional arrests. Melissa Crone and Christopher Hansen, both of Kalispell, are now behind bars pending deliberate homicide charges in the death of Wade Roccio of Kalispell. The murder appears to be drug-related. The initial investigation shows that Roccio had been stabbed multiple times. A Hardin gas station attendant accused of sexually abusing a teen girl whom he began talking to on Facebook. Wiley Jefferson is charged in Bighorn County District Court. He's 38 with felony charges of sexual intercourse without consent and sexual abuse of a minor, and a misdemeanor count of unlawful restraint. According to charging documents recently filed, Jefferson met the 14-year-old at the Hardin gas station where he worked and began talking to her on Facebook. He invited the girl to visit him at home. She initially denied or declined his offer. Eventually, the girl agreed to see Jefferson and ultimately stayed the night at Jefferson's home. It's unclear if Jefferson is in custody. Thursday, June 16th, Human Resource Development Council, HRDC, is hosting its 3rd annual Playdate at Zoo Montana. Families and kids up to 8 years of age can enjoy a free visit to the zoo today from 4 to 8 p.m. HRDC's Senior Child Care Program Director says the event provides an opportunity for families to spend time together in a safe environment. Games and face painting, an obstacle course, food, and a chance to see the animals at Zoo Montana will be part of the fun. The event and the food, while it lasts, is free to the public. Billings News from the Billings Extreme, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME, semi-pro outdoor football this summer in Billings. BillingsExtreme.com on Facebook as well.